How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
Ghost of Frankenstein.
My son, would you destroy that which I, your father, dedicated his life to creating? What if it had another brain?
Whose brain?
Your brain.
Power! What good is a brain without eyes to see?
I warned you that you might regret this action.
Well, we've warned you.
You have been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute.
The podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute.
I am Igor.
I'm Boris Karloff, and I died many years ago. Happy 5th anniversary, Bill and Tom.
Happy 5th anniversary, Bill and Tom.
Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute. This is
It's Frankenstein fucking minute.
I already blew it.
Yeah, you start over.
You've been fucking warned. Welcome fucking back to Welcome to Welcomes.
What happened?
Brain just completely went off the rails. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute. It's the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute, and I'm Bill Evenson, one of the hosts of Frankenstein
Is that right? Well, I'm one of the other hosts.
Yeah,
I'm Thom Lang.
You're the host, and I'm like the co-host.
It's funny because I've had people tell me that I do most of the talking, and I've also been told that I'm your sidekick.
I see.
So it depends
so the
on.
sidekick does all the talking.
No,
That's a fucking
I
good
think,
gig.
I think
if you're the main guy and you can get your sidekick to do all the talking, that would be something.
No, I just think it's perspective. You know, it's like.
For birthdays.
Oh yes,
movie-
it's our new feature.
New feature, Gift of Gab, was released on this day in 1934.
That's nothing. Nothing to
shout about. Nothing to sneeze at. Harry Cording died in 1950 on this day in 1954.
We see a lot of him.
I already forgot who that is.
We see he's in
This one?
the first three.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the gendarmes in Frankenstein and in Son. He shows up in a lot of the Universal horrors.
For some reason I put him on the list.
He's, I think, the most prominent in The Black Cat, 34.
Oh, yes.
You'll know him when you see him.
Okay.
I don't know that he ever had much of a speaking role in anything.
Yeah.
But he pops up all the time. I think he's in this, maybe.
Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out for Harry Cording.
It's not him. He's not the rescue climber.
No.
Who I gotta say, he goes right past the ball. You couldn't stop and grab the ball.
Grab the ball while you're, yeah. Well, maybe he thought on the way out.
This is gonna go great. I'm gonna grab the girl on the way back.
Way back, I'll pick up the ball. We're good.
No.
So we're
in the script. No one climbs up on the roof. The monster just brings her down.
None of this happens. Yeah.
None of this happens. Yeah. But it's a good idea. This.
I like this. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy hops up on the roof, does his little Groucho walk over to Eddie and Charlie McCarthy, and it's
Mortimer
Snurd, or Jerry Mahoney,
or Chuck and Soap, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal. No,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No. It's Waylon Flowers and Madam.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
Or it's the little hand thing.
Senor Wences.
Senor Wences. And he's just holding it like a baby. Yeah, it's perfect.
It's okay.
It's all right. It fits the character of the monster that he's misunderstood and he's kind to children and he's up there to get the ball and this guy's going to come and fuck with him.
Yep.
It's well designed for
this
typical
whole
Frankenstein stuff.
I think this whole sequence, other than a few little blunders like the railing and some things like the awkward way that Chaney hits the first guy.
Yeah.
Overall, their entrance into Visaria through the end of this sequence was just a few weeks ahead. It plays out really well.
Yeah,
it's
it's Frankenstein-y. It matches what it should be.
Very Frankenstein-y.
It's the notes that
it's the trope
the pitchfork wielding mob is a thing in these movies. It's part of the deal.
The trope of the child not being afraid of the monster.
Right.
I guess more innocence, not being afraid, because we had the blind hermit wasn't afraid of him in Bride.
Yeah, at least until he found out who he was.
He's the fiend that's been terrorizing half the countryside.
And they tried to kill him by starting the place on fire. Yeah. No, I don't know if that. It's been a long time since we've seen that film.
Well, we can talk about it now.
I might as well. We've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Eddie clouts the guy and does his best stuntman tuck as he falls off.
Oh, does he?
Yes, he's grabbing the back of his legs so he'll land right on
He's
whatever
doing a cannonball?
cushioning. Yeah. You see it much more in stills
Okay.
of this. It's much more obvious. It's not obvious watching the movie.
Okay.
But, he's doing his job.
Is there one in here?
There might be.
It'd be hard to find one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just grab that anywhere.
Sorry.
No,
That's how I treat these books.
it's my reading copy, I guess.
Oh.
Well, and
I'm not going to find it.
I was maybe going to, make notations in it and stuff, so that's why I got the second,
Okay, good.
second
See?
copy.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to see it here. Oh, there's some cool Jack Otterson sets in here, though.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. Nope. Okay. Oh.
Is that it?
Yeah, he
There it
does. He
is.
grabs
Yeah.
his...
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. I'll have to post that. I'll have to forget to post that.
Yeah, perfect.
And here's a picture of Lionel Atwill welcoming Lon Chaney to Universal as the newest star in their famous monster roles. And in this shot, Atwill is dressed up as Bomer. But Chaney looks like he just kind of walked over from the Wolfman.
Dapper, yeah. Well, there was...
Not as the Wolfman, but as Lon Chaney, as Larry Talbot.
There was a very short window in between the two.
Yes.
I mean, he barely rapped on the Wolfman before they started this.
Yeah, that's probably
So they could have
contributed to his
disinterest in
and dislike of being
made up.
At least in the Wolfman, there was I wonder if it mattered that you could break it up a little bit. Like, well, today we're going to be putting makeup on you all day, but it's because you got to film 25 seconds at 2 o'clock or whatever. You know what I mean? And then we're going to put some more makeup on you and then do another shot. And then we're going to do tiny nails to nail your fingers. Never bought into that. I don't
All
know
of it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't know how they did it.
No.
To keep him in the same position. Well, there's shots where he's like lying on a pillow. It's a plaster pillow, so it wouldn't ruffle. But they had a large format still camera next to the movie camera.
Okay.
And on that, it has a platen of glass that you see it reflects on what you're taking the picture of. So they would take a grease pencil and trace where he was on this. What the hell happened? Did I just hallucinate?
Yes.
Okay. So then he would, they would shoot a few frames or whatever, a couple seconds. He'd get up, go to the makeup room, do the first part of it, come back. So all these stories when I was growing up, he had to sit in that position for 12 hours or for 3 days he couldn't move because of that. And they would come in and it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It was not as grueling. It wasn't fun, I'm sure, but it was not near as grueling as the publicity fluff pieces would make it out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his hands being nailed in place is just
weird.
complete bullshit.
I don't get what how that's even supposed to work. Were they nailing on the little web pots here? Or were they actually? I think they even said they nailed the tips of his fingers
through the Well, you ever
why isn't there blood all over the fucking
Haven't you ever
place?
stuck a pin through?
Yeah, you could
when
stick
you were
a
a
pin
kid.
through. Yeah, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. So he doesn't have that.
Nope.
So he likes this less.
So the monster hoists Chloe over his shoulder. Igor finally shows up, and things are really out of control when Igor is the voice of reason.
Yeah, that's true.
He comes in and everything kind of calms down.
Yes,
for a few seconds.
He really does.
Yeah.
Well, it becomes a bad comedy routine. Tell him to bring you down. Bring me down.
Tell him
no one will hurt him. No one will hurt you.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, Cloestine. Don't be afraid, Cloestine.
Igor nods like, yep, no one will hurt you.
Yeah. I think this actually makes a bit more sense in the script, because in the script, he's not holding her. He's holding her hand while she's looking over the edge of the roof. And the assumption is that you have to get close to the roof to be able to see her dad, or especially to hear him.
Yeah. Well, but I do like that arch and the kind of silhouetted against the sky, and
yeah, true.
It is very impactful, but it probably makes more sense the way it's written.
Yeah, the dialogue part of it.
Yeah, tell me where Monster's kind of unconvinced, but okay, fine. Looks for reassurance in Igor. Yep, it's all good.
Yep,
it's all good.
He's awake after being knocked out. Oh, that was in the script. That's right.
He was still macking on the Goose Girl. For a while.
The Goose Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said Deuce Girl at first, and I don't have anything to say about that.
I don't want to go into that.
No.
Then he's got her over his shoulder, and they go and get the ball.
Yes, which I love.
Yeah, and she's great through it all. She's
that's actually the one point where she maybe it looks to me like when she grabs the ball that she looks to somebody off screen, like she's looking at her mom, and her mom's going, "Thumbs up, you did great." There's a bit of that.
Maybe
and then she
a little bit, but her expression doesn't.
Yeah, it's not
reveal that.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, just slightly. I thought, but.
Yeah, but overall, she has that deadpan, or however the script described it.
Yes, the serious,
serious.
Not, not scared. Serious. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, he starts to descend as Husman looks up, kind of concerned.
Yes.
Another lap dissolve.
Might as well.
Just 'cause. We haven't had one for a few minutes.
Yeah. So in this film, a lap dissolve means doesn't mean anything.
It's a scene transition.
Yeah. It's not even a scene transition.
Well, in this instance, it's a brief passage of time.
I suppose that's true. Good point. It is.
Because the next time we see them, he's coming down the steps.
Yeah, he's made it that far. How did he get? Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter.
We really don't need to know.
I guess that's how he got up. That's how he got down.
Yeah, because he does go up. Yeah, he goes up that way. So there's somewhere in the middle from the steps
where he's
up,
climbing up King Kong style with a
and she's like
female in his
grabbing
arms.
his neck.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever. And then Husman runs up to them as he comes down, and that's it.
And presumably he was going to bring her down anyway. It works. This isn't a complaint. He does look to Igor, who then says, this is a great idea. They're not going to hurt you. We know how this works. Everybody loves you.
Yeah. This will play
We've been through this before.
This will play out just fine.
It's not going to be a problem. But bring her down. And that's all I got.
Yep.
How many minutes did we get to?
Maybe 10.
All right. Well, shoot. Let's see if this is...
Got any more questions, wise ass?
That sound of... Let's see, what was I supposed to... Bill's whatever update was going to be?
Ghost.
Is there a ghost? That's right,
the
sound of
rattling
ghosts,
chains and tormented souls.
Who could only mean
wailing in agony.
It's time for Bill's ghost update. Bill's ghost update. Someone dies in this minute, but no evidence that the ghost
from the afterlife
then convinces the monster to come down, which would be fantastic, actually.
The guy
tucks and
rolls, and then his spirit floats up. He's got the white robe and the wings and the halo, playing a harp.
And he lands on one shoulder and says,
"It's okay. It's okay.
They're going to hurt you." And then the devil floats up on the other shoulder. They're not.
It's fine.
Has anybody ever? Who could hurt you?
You're Frankenstein, for fuck's sake.
Frankenstein. All right. So no, that doesn't happen. So that's
no ghost.
This week's ghost update. That other sound can only mean it's time for got any more pre-questions, wise ass, part 5, in which, sponsored by patreon.com/Frankenstein Minute. That's a URL you can enter on your browser, or just get the Patreon app. And then find Frankenstein Minute in there somewhere, and then give us money.
Perfect.
Sign up and give us all the money.
We should get you on PBS.
All the money. Yes. I will answer the phone. You can call the hotline.
Operators are standing by.
Take your bank information.
Operators are standing by.
This month, we're trying something that you must have heard about by now. This is the 5th time we've done it. We submitted the minutes to our Patreon listeners and the opportunity to give us a comment beforehand. And we haven't looked at these, and that's why we don't know.
Well, I want to interject here, since we've done this. We've done this 5 times.
Yeah.
Give us your feedback. Do you think this works or not?
I love it. I love that.
Do you like this bit, or should we go back to the way we used to do it?
There you go.
Which was sort of haphazard.
Which was, should we go back to not
really doing it?
To not doing it. Would that be better? Okay. Sean writes, I know I missed one of these, and I think it might have been a Sean one.
Oh, well,
who cares?
We apologize. Well, Sean cares, I'm sure.
Oh, you know what? I did miss a Sean one.
Which week?
It might have been last week. Let me pull that up. I bet I can find it quick.
Yeah, well, we'll do it now, and I'll edit it into the previous weeks.
Oh,
I'm going to spend that kind of energy.
Yeah. Sean will know that this was from last week.
Okay.
You know what? I'm totally mistaken. It wasn't that one. Maybe it was the one before that. Let's have a look. And if it's not on there, it's not on there either. I'm going to have to go back and do one. You know what? At some point, Sean mentioned that he likes the soundtrack, and that he bought the soundtrack, and he had a link to the soundtrack.
Oh.
I also like that soundtrack. I've listened to it recently, and it's cool. If people don't remember these or are not aware of them, they took the original scores and did them with, recorded them with a full orchestra. Which is not something that my ears are capable of noticing anyway. You tell me the original on the film wasn't done with a full orchestra, it was just done with a string quartet or with a bassoon, I don't know.
It's Salter playing all the instruments multi-tracked.
There you go. Okay, so just one comment for this one. This is Sean? This is Sean, of course. Yeah. Sean says, the dissolve between the shot of the father and Junior coming down the stairs is odd.
Yes.
What, is he coming down the next day or something?
Yeah,
exactly.
It is. But,
exactly.
But yeah, I think, like I said, it bridges the gap from him being on the archway.
Yes.
Which appears like it's 2 stories up at least.
Yeah, we're dissolving so we don't have to show him coming all the way
lumbering down. Yeah. Because if it had cut between the two, it would have been awkward.
Yeah.
It would have been a continuity gap.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have.
You would feel like, well, wait a minute, how did he get
down? Yeah. I mean, you could extend the shot of Huffman watching it come, or Hussman, whatever the fuck his name is, watching it come down. In this one, he's
Hutzman.
Right.
Adolf. Let's just say Adolf.
But I think, the...
Hilter,
yeah. The dissolve, I mean, it's a brief passage of time.
Yeah, it needed something.
To me, it's not as awkward as the one from Bomer to the monster and Igor walking into Visceria.
Yeah.
Because that feels like, oh, okay, now it's doing a dissolve or going into this flashback.
So you would have done it as a fade and out and fade up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, because it's a radical change from time and place.
Right. All right, so that's it for contemporary or pre-comments, or whatever the fuck these are.
Yeah, we got to come up with
We do have a comment
better
from
name.
Donald Motley on YouTube to our episode 4.09 space Truth, Justice, and the Frankenstein Way. Donald writes, no one is watching the movie minute by minute along with the podcast. I didn't for the first 3 movies, but I've started doing it with Ghost.
Okay.
That wasn't a question, but can I be a wise ass anyway?
Yes, you can.
So we've said in the past, no one... Yes.
We'll bestow an honorary wise ass.
We have said this, and I think it's reasonable to assume that in a general way, people aren't watching them minute by minute.
Most
because it's work. But I support you, Donald. I think that's a great way to listen to the podcast.
Yep.
When I've listened to other minute-by-minute podcasts, I've sometimes set up my software. My player will just play the minute over and over, and anyway, and just turn it on and don't think about it. And then when they say something, look back at the screen and go, "Oh yeah, look at that! It does look like he tucks and rolls off the hill or off the roof." So there you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's good.
All right.
No other.
That's it. Yeah. What did we hit?
Oh shit, we're barely 20 minutes. Not even.
No.
I'll just put on a record.
I'll just do my tap dancing routine.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that. This is impressive.
So yes,
you should be here, folks, to watch this.
That's great. Not a lot to talk about in this minute, I guess.
It goes quick. It's
action-packed.
Action-packed. Well, it's minutes like this where stuff happens, but not a lot of dialogue. The character motivation is pretty straightforward here.
Close scene. Ask your friend to bring you down, dear. Ask your friend to bring you down. Please take me down to Daddy. Tell him no one will hurt him. Take me down. My daddy says no one will hurt you. And then that's when Igor nods, gives him the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll just put on a record and let it play out.
Is it going to be the soundtrack to Ghost of Frankenstein?
I was going to do Iron Butterfly. Or
actually, whatever you do, it'll get removed from YouTube. YouTube will take us down, no matter what you do. Right. It doesn't matter if you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, whoever that was, I can't remember. Donald. Yeah, so Donald, you may or may not hear this episode on
oh, right.
on YouTube.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. YouTube isn't the best,
not the
most consistent way to
follow along.
To receive our content. Yeah. That's what we are. We're content creators.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh. Goodbye.
I'm just going to let you tap dance for a while.
No, I just got a text from my credit card. Amex fraud free. Did you just try to charge? If yes, or two. Did you just try to charge? If yes, Well, 1 if yes, or 2 to call Amex. Yeesh.
Hi, thanks for waiting. American Express, the reception services. My name is Julie on a recorded line. May I have your first and last name?
Yes, it's William Evenson.
Hi, William. Do you have your card with you?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. Can you kindly verify the 3-digit code located on the back of your card?
Yeah, it's...
Okay, I've got your account with them now. Do you recognize an attempted transaction today from a Get Your Guide, 117 euros that recognized, and there's one that the free for 47 euros, and they were both today from the same company. Do you authorize that?
I do not.
Right. Okay, what about a charge on this from the Express VPN $100?
Well, I do recognize that one. That was me.
Okay, this Get Your Guide, ticket for booking on the account.
No.
Okay, we'll send you the blood for you, and then we can